DSA Detection was formed in 2005 with a sole purpose of providing consumables for explosive trace detection systems for the Morpho and Smith detection systems. Since that time, DSA has become the leader in ETD consumables throughout the world. They have certifications from the Department of Homeland Security, the Transportation Security Labs, and the DFT in Europe. No other company that provides consumables has such a robust and complete set of items to cover the complete consumable market. I'm a former U.S. Marine explosive ordnance disposal technician, and I have over 20 years experience as an EOD technician. Here at DSA Detection, my responsibility is the development and the creation of a product line, specifically training aids that were correct, X-ray correct, for checkpoint screening in regards to the different and various types of threats you can get a counter at a checkpoint, whether it be a gun, a knife, or a bomb. The development of all these threats is based on their ability to mimic perfectly the characteristics of the threat that they're simulating, and we've been able to do that very successfully here across a broad spectrum of technologies in regards to screening. And my experience has been that what's out on the market today is not going to respond that way. So when you try to use these products and the technologies that are available, you'll find that their response is going to be incorrect. The key to training a security officer at a checkpoint is making sure they understand what the threat is. And during that training process, you have to introduce them to these threats so they can visually imprint what they're going to look like and how they're going to respond in a specific piece of equipment. So the key is having a simulant or a training aid that's going to respond just like the real threat. And my experience over the years was I could not find anything on the market that was going to respond the same way a real threat would inside of this technology, which made the process extremely difficult in training a security officer on what they're supposed to be looking for. So through these years, I started investigating and testing and evaluating different types of materials that would respond exactly the same way explosives have. And over these years, we've been able to come up with a product line that perfectly matches the characteristics and the response features that you should see on screening equipment with these simulants. X-ray machines that are currently on the market today have the ability to automatically detect any substance that is similar to the characteristics of an explosive. So when a simulant is introduced to an X-ray machine, it should generate an automatic detection. The majority of all simulants that are on the market today are incapable of doing that. In fact, a lot of these simulants will respond in such a negative way that they will show up in a different color than what the actual explosive is supposed to do. All of the DSA simulants, no matter which explosive they're simulating, look like the explosives, they feel like the explosives, and they will respond in an X-ray system, whether it's a dual energy system, a CT system. Almost any technology on the market today that's X-ray will respond just like the real threat. DSA Detection has the most comprehensive line of threat kits that are available on the market today, meaning that they cover all of the three categories of threats: guns, knives, and bombs. And out of all three of these categories, everything that's in these kits is going to respond in a system exactly the same way the real threat would. The DSA Detection Threat Screening Kit encompasses all three categories of threats: guns, knives, and bombs. And inside this kit, you'll find a comprehensive set of explosives covering high and low explosives. All of these are X-ray correct and will respond in an X-ray machine exactly like the real explosive. It also has a set of guns, semi-automatic and revolvers, to include ammunition. And in an X-ray machine, they respond perfectly like a real gun would respond. The detonators inside the kit cover all of the different types of detonators: commercial, military, improvised, and even cardboard detonators. What's unique about the DSA Detection detonators is they perfectly match the components that you'll find inside of a detonator. So when they're X-rayed, they are going to look exactly like a real detonator. Now, what typically is on the market today is an inert detonator, which is basically an aluminum tube with a wire tied in the knot inside of it. This does not represent to a screener what a real detonator is going to look like. DSA's detonators will. The other aspect to the kits are edge weapons. It's a comprehensive set of varying blade lengths in there from 1 inch all the way up to 3 inches, which depending on your facility, the requirements may change on what is allowed inside your building. But again, these have been coated in a blue material, which is internationally known as being a inert or safe color. And the blades are locked in place so they can be used as a training aid without the possibility of any harm coming to your students. The DSA Detection IED Circuit Board kit is very unique. There is no other kit on the market that has the functionality and capability of this kit. What it is 24 individual boards with 24 different IED firing circuits. Each firing circuit represents what is commonly being used out there in the world today by terrorists or criminals. All of these circuits actually work, and it will indicate to the student that the circuit has completed through functioning LED lights on the board. Every aspect of the IED circuit on each board is X-ray correct to include the explosives. So you can use this kit in the classroom setting to familiarize your students with what IED circuits are, and then you can take these boards directly to an X-ray machine and run them through the X-ray machine so they can do the transition visually from what they look like normally and what they look like in X-ray. They will also automatically detect for the explosives because, again, the explosives are all X-ray correct. The DSA Detection Male Kit, again, is a very comprehensive and complete set of male training aids that are X-ray correct. It covers all of the different types of firing or threat circuits that can be encountered. All of these male threats are X-ray correct, so they will respond in the X-ray, again, just like the real threat will. So they will generate an automatic detection if an explosive is being used inside of it. What's very unique about the DSA kit is on the outside of each kit, we actually show you what's inside the package, which is very rare for most male threat kits. So the student can not only run it through the X-ray to see the X-ray image of what's inside the package, they can also look at the package and see the actual visual picture of the IED or the threat that's inside of it. It's very unique in the learning process. The DSA Detection Air Cargo Kit is an improvement on the old FAA modular bomb kit. What we've done with this kit is we've greatly enhanced the quality and mixture of explosives that are being represented in this kit. Inside of the kit is mainly explosive threats, which is the main concern for air cargo. It also has varying firing circuits, which again are an improvement from the old FAA modular bomb kit. And again, the blasting caps and detonators inside this kit are X-ray correct. We believe that the DSA Air Cargo Kit is a vast improvement on the old standard FAA modular bomb kit. DSA Detection has the ability to customize any type of threat object you would like to have created, whether it be a TATP, an HMTD homemade explosive, whether it be a liquid threat, or you have a specific type firing circuit that you want to have developed to train your staff. We have the capabilities to manufacture any type of threat that you could come to us with. Our staff is explosive ordnance disposal technicians, so we're very knowledgeable. We also have X-ray machines, walk-through metal detectors here to verify through a QC process that it's going to respond just like the real threat. So whatever you need, let us know, and we have the ability to manufacture that for you. DSA Detections offers a complete line of training on all the different types of security technologies for screening that are on the market today. All of our instructors are OEM certified on each piece of equipment and are considered to be subject matter experts on the equipment. Adding to that is over 20 to 30 years per instructor of experience in the field working with these technologies. So you will not find a more knowledgeable, capable, and comprehensive training program other than what DSA Detection can offer. The very unique part of DSA's Detection's training is the fact that we will teach you what the OEM will not. We will teach you the threat and how to identify the threat, which is very unique. So typically where the OEM will come in and teach you how to operate the equipment, we will come in and teach you how to identify the threats, what the threats are, and how to recognize these threats with that very same equipment. DSA Detections kits are unmatched in their visual appearance in comparison to a real threat, whether it's an explosive, a gun, or a knife. To the real threat, you cannot tell the difference. Right down to every detail we have matched in regards to what the real threat looks like. The only way you're going to be able to tell the difference is the fact that it says Inert on each one of the products. There is no product on the market today that comes anywhere close to the quality and the precision of the DSA Detection threat object products.